thought a lot of crazy stuff is going on. I sent you the Andrew Tate stuff because I thought it was just the whole thing is just interesting. So he's out of jail, right?
Oh,
And
is he?
yeah, and
Okay.
I think it's all like a we're recording by the way. It's all it's
Yeah.
all it's all like a seems like a fugazi to me. Like it's just like all like a like publicity stunt. Like he's like can't get on all these websites like YouTube and stuff like that to promote his stuff. So now he's gotta like it's something's going on, right? But
Yeah,
why
for
why
sure.
is the government involved though?
Right. Right.
It's like what the hell?
Well, the whole thing with the pizza box, immediately I'm like, well, that's not true.
Yeah.
Like there's a manifest when you go into a country, they have a passport.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
They're like, where's Andrew Tate? I don't know. Let's check what he's eating.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, he ordered a pizza.
yeah.
Bingo. Like, come on.
And he,
I mean, I guess people bought it.
yeah. I think because he's in like Romania and like it's so lax there, like it's
Yeah.
just like it seems like something like it's all like set up. Like it's never like with those countries, it's always like a lot of layers. It's never like the USA, there's layers, but you
Right.
can only go so deep because there's too many like nosy people. But in those countries, the nosy people get right, right.
Right. Right.
So so it's like, but I just thought the whole thing is interesting and like I've been following him for a long time because
Yeah.
I've been interested in like MMA and stuff like that and
Yeah.
boxing and things. So I followed him for a while, but I didn't know he was famous until later. You know, like you're like involved in something. Like you still listen to a lot of like hardcore music and
Sure.
stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? So you don't you are always into music like before other people heard about it. So when people hear about it, you're like, oh, you know about that? And I'm like, yeah, it's on the news and everything. But you don't know because you're like, you don't know it's mainstream until you like hear a bunch of people talk about it or you see it on the news. If you see it on the news, you're like, oh yeah, he's on the news, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know, you never like realize how big he is. I didn't realize how big he was till I heard a friend of mine say his name on one of his podcasts. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you know who this guy is? And I'm like, well, he must be famous because everything that I look at on like YouTube or anything else, I never know if it's mainstream or not because something can get like a million views and it can still be really niche. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So I
Sure.
don't know.
It's just popular in that community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
what
mean,
you,
I don't know that much about him to
yeah.
be honest. I mean, I know, obviously I know who he is. And
Well, when did you hear about him?
man, maybe it might have been it might have been 2022.
Yeah.
So I haven't known about him for a long time, but I mean, he's popped up in conversations with on like podcasts I listen to and
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, like that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I couldn't tell you exactly when I heard about him, but
yeah.
I'd heard about him before the arrest. I just and to be honest, I don't know that much about him. I know, I just know the
You
the
should know the rape.
kickboxing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah, and then
allegations.
right, right,
Yeah.
exactly. The allegations, and then I've seen a few things that he's said about like masculinity and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Which I was in all that weird, and I still kind of am in that weird dating world, but I'm not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
really a part of it as much. But I am on the underground, and the whole thing is like I knew about him because like he's like a red pill dude. He's like that
right.
dude that you go to if you're like I'm red pilled now, even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
you're
right.
like you're like still buying girls gifts and sending them across the world and flying them places and like buying them shit, and they're like send me $100 to see me twerk videos like
Sure.
you're not really
Simping.
red pilled, right? Yeah, you got it. And even
Yeah.
that, right? Simping is a black term.
Is
African
it?
American. Yeah, it's not. But I said simping when I was like in college
Oh yeah.
20 years ago, and now
Okay.
it became mainstream because it's the opposite of pimp, right?
Right.
So, but people don't realize that they just hear simp. They're like, oh, simp, he's a simp. They're like, it's like cuck, right? You
Sure.
probably heard of the word cuck before I did because cuck is a white thing. I'm telling
I
you,
thought you
it's
were
a
gonna say
white thing.
because you are a cuck.
No, yeah, because I'm a cuck. You probably heard of it because you called me that, right? And
Right.
then I had to Google it.
Yeah, no, I
And
think
then
I
I'm like, get
heard
off my wife.
I heard cuck. Man, where did I heard that? I mean, they started using it in a non-sexual way when they're talking about like, because I listen to a lot of political stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, cuckservative was a term that I heard a lot.
Oh, so is that like where it came from, maybe?
No, I don't know. It came from it's a shortened form of cuckold.
Yeah, but okay, I get what
Yeah. So yeah, cuckservative. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming they just took cuck and then added it to conservative and called them cuckservatives.
so I can imagine a big like Congress hall and somebody's yelling out, "You cook." And I mean conservative, I mean.
They should. I mean, they used to beat people with canes in Congress. They should bring that back.
Yeah, that'd
Maybe
be
they
cool.
will.
So I don't get like they're talking about like, oh, I can see Trump's tax returns. I'm like, well, I want to see everybody's tax returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see I want to see everyone's tax returns. I want to see uh what is it?
At least now
How
some
much
president.
money Fauci's making off of the vaccine. How
Mhm.
much like I want to see an audit of all the money that we're sending to Ukraine. I mean, I want to see
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah,
So I know
that's what I mean.
I just unloaded a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
you're
like
like,
it's
I hear you.
absurd. It's absurd that it's just like uh oh yeah, we're just gonna take this money and send it, and hopefully it gets to the right hands. Who knows?
Well, that's what they did with Puerto Rico. I'm
Sure.
a Puerto Rico resident, right? They just send
Yeah, yeah.
them billions of dollars and nothing gets fixed. Like nothing is, it's like, where's this money going? No one really knows. Like, I'm
Somebody's
sure they have
pocket.
accounting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure they have accounting and stuff, but how can you send billions, but like the power still goes out every week?
right.
Right.
And how much would it cost to bribe a government accountant? Probably not that much.
Nah, definitely not. Because they,
So yeah, I got to see a lot of that firsthand at my old job when I used to sell for Biospan.
mm,
Yeah, because I had to deal with state and local governments basically every day, and I got to see kind of how the sausage is made. I was like, yeah, this isn't great.
mhm,
So, but yeah, it's a crazy time, man.
mhm.
Crazy
Yeah.
time. Where are you right now, by the way?
Yeah,
Can you
so
say?
no, 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 I'm back in Jersey, so I'm visiting my
Oh, okay.
parents. So I'm back over here in Jersey. So,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
probably family's going through stuff, so I'll probably be here for a little bit,
Yeah, I got you.
but yeah.
We'll give him my best, please.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, otherwise, like, yeah, I don't know where like shit's gonna go, like the whole economy or any it's a weird time because everybody's like predicting stuff
Sure.
and like it's unpredictable. Like 3 months ago, did you know like SBF would be like in a New York prison when he was 16 billion to like 100 million now? He's probably not worth that. I'm 100 millionaire in my parents' house.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Things change and develop so quickly.
Mhm,
That's what I don't really try to predict the future.
mhm.
I just try to hope for the best, prepare for the worst, I guess.
I do because I like to gamble. So
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that, stuff where I won't lose money,
Right.
where I can just be like, I told you so.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like so I watched like I'm in like all these WhatsApp groups and they were talking about crypto for the longest, and these groups are about like travel and like how to stay safe and like when you're traveling and all this stuff that's like not about crypto, but everybody's talking about crypto because everybody's trying to be like an internet like travel the world
Sure.
like work 1 hour a month, like that type of person.
Yeah, yeah.
So they like, oh, crypto can do it, right? And then there was all these people that had like crypto blogs, YouTube podcasts, and like I'm like, where are all these guys now? I don't hear anything out of them, right?
In the mom's basement.
Yeah, right.
Are you familiar with, or do you listen to Peter Schiff?
Yeah, yeah. He actually is my neighbor, like in
Is
Puerto
he?
Rico. So he lives
Oh,
in
okay.
Doral. Yeah. So I
Oh,
know a
cool.
lot about him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got into him after the housing collapse because he predicted it,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And he's the reason I bring him up is because I follow him on like Twitter and Instagram and all that. And
Uh,
he's just been like going nuclear on Bitcoin and just being like, get your money out while you can. So But again, who knows?
He's never like Bitcoin though.
No,
Yeah.
he never.
Yeah.
Right, and I take that with a grain of salt for
Yeah.
sure.
And the crazy
Um,
part is where he lives at. I know the street he lives on, and it's all crypto people, so it's hilarious.
really?
So he lives in a big house next to a major hotel, or it's called I forget the name. It's going to become Ritz Carlton
Yeah,
Hotel, and all
yeah.
these Bitcoin people are around there, and they have a Bitcoin meetup at that hotel like once a week. I think it's like on a Monday. I just think that's hilarious because he was there first, and then
Yeah.
all the crypto people moved around him, and he's like totally against crypto. But
Right.
that's like the best place to be at. One of the best places if you want to stay in the States for crypto because you don't pay money on capital gains.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah,
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know, man. Um, yeah, I'm involved in the crypto stuff, but not enough to like care. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
enough to be like pay attention to it because there is something to it. There's something to blockchain, but
Sure. Oh yeah.
but like somebody creates a coin and then all of a sudden like you should buy it right because it's going to go up, it's my coin. I'm
Right.
like, and did you ever hear about I think it was not BitConnect, what was it called, something stupid though, but it was basically like you could people could bet on your internet celebrity. If I looked it up I'd be able to figure it out, but it was like,
Oh
you know what it's called, it was a
yeah.
stupid website with a white background, and it was I forget
You
what
could
it
just
was.
bet on anything, right?
Well, no, you would, like you have like a Twitter handle, right? Your
Yeah.
Twitter handle would be your name, and then
Okay.
people would just spend a cryptocurrency on your name and it would inflate it. So you could say like my coin, so I'd have like a Travis coin, and
Uh-huh.
that would be like on this website. And then I could also have my separate own coin too. But it'd be on this website, and you would just say, yeah, my coin is like $100. So I've paid $500 for my coin. So you should pay 100 because like it's my coin and it's like right?
Oh no, I
Or
guess
it's
maybe
like
I don't
support
know.
my coin. If I looked it up, because I was like, I was interested in it for a minute because I was like, if people buy into this, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Because like basically all it is just like it's just like so straight up celebrity. So it's like, how much do you like the celebrity? You like you can inflate his coin as much as you want.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
look it
know.
up later.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
But I'm sure that's like burnt to hell now because like it was stupid in the first place because it's just like a website. You go on, you give it Bitcoin, and then like now now you've decided how much you're worth. And then you just tell a whole bunch of people to buy your thing and your handle
Sure.
basically, and then they could sell your handle to other people, but not like sell, but like a piece of it. So like they'd say like, yeah, I own a piece of Steve, right?
So it's kind of like
What
it's
was it?
the same basic concept as the subprime mortgages.
Basically,
And that
basically,
went well.
yeah. So well, you heard like with cars now, they like cars are like super inflated. Pat, you have a car? You have like a,
Yeah,
so like cars are like overpriced and everything
sure.
else, and like eventually that's gonna whole collapse, and it's just like, why are you paying over sticker price for a car,
Right.
right? Even a used car.
Yeah. What's the problem with that? Is it because they can't get the electronics or
What do you mean with the cars? Well, people
yeah,
are
like
just,
with the pricing.
well, no, with the pandemic, right? So it
Yeah,
was harder to just get people to factories to work. So
sure,
there was a car shortage. So the
sure,
price of vehicles went up, right? So
sure.
people just paid it because they were just like, okay, yeah, the car is worth this and there's a
Right.
shortage. So I got to pay it,
Yeah, and
right?
they're like, well, I need a car, so
Yeah.
what am I gonna do? Yeah.
So then that screwed up everything. But I'm in this like investor network, and there's this guy that's in there, and he always talks about flipping cars. So he'll like buy like a Ferrari or like some car that's like millions of dollars, and then like make money on it, like flip
Really?
it to somebody else. And he's like, it's a great business model because I get to like have the car and then flip it and then flip it and make more money with it.
That's
So he
crazy.
was all about that, but I'm sure there's a tremendous amount of risk in it, but I mean, but like around this time, you make a lot more because it's just cars are like the thing to flip. Um,
I never thought that I would hear that just because the the whole thing about as soon as you drive it off the lot, it loses value.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least
not with luxury cars, and
right.
not with like cars that are limited edition, right?
Okay.
But
What
like
about like classic cars?
classic cars are interesting because you have to look at the upkeep of it though, right? Because
Right.
it's like maintaining it is the whole thing,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
like I look, there's one guy that I know, he's in an investment group I'm in, and I know him kind of, like I've met him, but he has like a garage full of about like 100 different types of cars. He's like a Jay Leno, like
Okay.
all these cars, right? And it's um like I remember he has like a Ford Model T. I'll send you a picture of it. He has a Ford Model T and all these cars, right? And he had, and in the picture that he sent me, his friend next to him broke the steering wheel on it, and they had to push it back home. And I'm just
Oh man.
like, and he didn't
God.
even break it. His friend broke it, and they have this, and the steering wheel is like off of it, and they're like just pushing it. And it's a Model T, right? So like
Sure.
it's like not a, it's like a go kart basically,
Right. Yeah. It doesn't
but
weigh
it's
anything. Yeah.
but it's just like, I'm gonna send you a picture of it because I have it on
Okay.
from Facebook. But it's just like all those classic cars, like you never know what's gonna go wrong with them, and you need somebody to repair them. So I guess the people that are like true car collectors, they're gonna be all over that, but it's all about
Yeah.
supply and demand, right?
Sure.
So like you have to find somebody, um, or do something like this guy's name is Billionaire Fred, right? That's what he goes by, his name. But anyway, he has 50 Cent's old car.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So 50 Cent went bankrupt like 8 years ago,
Hmm.
and like he had to sell everything and stuff like that. So he has his car, and like it's funny, he has a picture of him pushing his like a blue, I think it's a blue Lamborghini,
Yeah.
because it doesn't even start. Like it's like, because you have to maintain it, right? So if
Sure.
you have it sitting in a garage with 100 cars, you're not driving 100 cars,
No.
right? You're gonna
No.
have to pay somebody just to drive your cars.
Right.
That's like first world problems, right? How do you pay somebody? That's 0.0001% problems.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Imagine having that as a job. It's like you meet somebody, oh, what do you do? Oh, I drive 50 cents cars,
yeah.
just so that they keep running.
So
That's all I do.
before he goes bankrupt.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
But yeah, so we just talked about random stuff that was nonsense, but it was fun to me.
Yeah, man. So how often do you want to do this?
Like 5 days a week.
5 days a week. I don't know if I could do that.
Why not?
Well, if we, yeah, I mean, if we keep it to a couple minutes, I could probably, yeah, I'd probably do that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, I'll figure out how to do everything else.
Sounds good.
All I have to do is do this. And then one day we'll meet again. All
Well, let's hope so.
right, dude.
All right,
I'll see
Travis.
you.
Good
See
seeing
you.
you.
Take
Bye.
care.